It's me, Timmy Flyers Guy, and welcome to another episode of Timmy's Nostalgic Showcase. I'm your host, Timmy Flyers Guy, and today's episode, I'm continuing my retrospective of my Green Day collection. In my last episode, I talked about the beginnings of my Green Day collection. In today's episode, this is part 2, the summer of Green Day. Not necessarily the summer of Green Day, but it was my summer of Green Day. So, here's how it all went down. I had collected American Idiot, Dookie, Insomniac, Nimrod, and Warning. And I wasn't quite done yet. I was on the Green Day website, probably sometime around 2005. I looked up the discography, and there was an album by Green Day that came out that was released in 1992. And that album was Kerplunk. Technically, this was their first album, but not necessarily. It wasn't their first mainstream album. But Kerplunk came out in 1992. And during the summer of 05, I wanted that CD. And I wanted to get that album. So I went online to look for the CD. And it turns out that the record store, I forget where we got it. I don't know if it was at Best Buy or it might have been at that one of those CD places around my neighborhood. And they had the CD. I was able to get it, and during this time, it was 2005. During preparations for high school graduation, I actually got the album, and I was excited to listen to it. And I took one listen to it, and I enjoyed it. So many great tracks like 2,000 Light Years Away, and well, actually, I'm not going to talk about that yet. But first, before I talk about that, let's get into this album. Getting into the album. The album for Punk was released by Green Day in 1992. Technically, this was their first album, but it wasn't their first mainstream album. So, like I said, during preparations for my high school graduation in 2005, I wanted to get this album, and I found it online. I think I remember getting the album. I think my mom or my sister got me the album at I think Best Buy. Might have been Best Buy at the time. And I listened to this, I enjoyed every minute of this album. So many great tracks on this album. A very unique album cover as well. But many of the tracks on this album were very unique. Such great songs as 2,000 Light Years Away, One for the Razorbacks, the the first iteration of Welcome to Paradise, and also songs like Android, One of My Lies, One of My Lies, and the hit track Sweet Children as well. This album had a unique sound to it, and it had that unique punk rock sound to it, that 80s, 90s punk rock sound that we're all familiar with. And a lot of songs really spoke to me, and I just really enjoyed this album. And one other song I forgot to mention was who wrote Holden Caulfield, which is also a great song. This album is great. I actually do have a Green Day for Funk t-shirt somewhere. I had a picture of myself in this Funk shirt. Unfortunately, I don't know if I have that, still have that picture, because I got that around 2021, and in 2022, my Facebook account was hacked. I declared an entirely new account, and a lot of the pictures that I had on my old Facebook were unfortunately deleted, so I don't even know if I still have the t-shirt from the MBM Green Day Funk shirt. So this album was great, and this was the first album I would get that summer. But this album, despite maybe being an unknown album, I don't know if it was unknown, but I never really knew that they had an album in '92. And when I found out that they had an album in the Green Day discography on the Green Day website, I was intrigued. I wanted to add this album to my collection, and that's what I did in the summer of 2005. My summer of 2005 started off with my graduation, high school graduation, in 2005. That year, we were taking our trip down the shore that year. After getting defunct in the first part of the summer of 2005, my Green Day collection was not done yet. I was on a quest to find the next Green Day album. It all started. We went down the shore. We went to I'm not sure what boardwalk it was. It was either the Sea Isle Boardwalk or the Ocean City Boardwalk. And during that time, I wanted to get this Green Day album. On my discography, there was another Green Day album that was released in 1989. And this album was one of the albums I wanted to get for my Green Day collection. And I'm not going to tell you what that album is yet, but you will find out in a few seconds. And that album The next Green Day album that I wanted to add to my collection was Green Day's 1989 release, 39 Smooth. Technically, but actually, it wasn't 39 Smooth. But it was the remastered version of 39 Smooth. The name of the album was 1339 Smoothed Out Slappy Hours. Now, this album was part of Green Day's earlier years. Smooth Out Slappy Hour was actually a great album. I remember when we bought this album at I forget what it was. It was either at the Ocean City Boardwalk, a record store on the Ocean City Boardwalk, or maybe it might have been the Seattle Boardwalk. But they had this CD, and I knew I had to get this CD because I like these type of CDs. And this album is a great album. I once heard about Kerplunk and this album as well on a Green Day documentary that was on VH1, which made me interested in buying these CDs. So I did it. On our way back from the boardwalk, me and my dad and my mom were listening to the album, and me and my dad, we really liked the album. This this CD song, this album has some great songs, such as "At the Library," "Don't Leave Me," "I Was There," "Disappearing Boy," Green Day, "Going to Passalaqua," 16, "Road to Acceptance," "Rest," which was not necessarily my most favorite song. "The Judge's Daughter," "Paper Lanterns," "Why Do You Want Him," 409, "In Your Coffee Maker," and the smash hit "Knowledge," which was also sang by the punk rock group Operation Ivy. 100 Hours, "Dry Ice," "Only of You," "The One I Want to Be Alone," "Girls I Might Have Eight," which is not really on that album, but it's a bonus track, I guess. Well, anyway, this was a great album, and it told the story of Green Day's early years, of how they wanted to be a punk rock band. And this was the formation of the band Green Day, but before they did this album, they were known as Sweet Children, and then before that, they were known as the Lookouts. So this was the beginning for Green Day, and I was glad that I got to travel back in time and rediscover the beginning of Green Day, because Green Day has been a very interesting band and one of my favorites over the years. And this is where I will leave off. During the time when I became a huge Green Day fan, I went to a place called Surf Mall, which was located on the Ocean City Boardwalk in Ocean City, New Jersey. And when I went there, I found a couple of Green Day t-shirts that I wanted to buy. The first shirt was the American Idiot t-shirt, and one of the other shirts was from the album Dookie. Shortly after that, I also remember having a Green Day poster as well. I also remember that summer of 2005 buying a Green Day documentary DVD called Suburban Bomb. Now, that wasn't the best documentary of Green Day. The quality was a little off, and I didn't really like it that much. But the VH1 documentary was probably a more definitive documentary of Green Day, and told a much better story as well. And just like that, my summer Green Day officially came to an end. During this time, there were a lot of other discoveries I made about Green Day. When American Idiot came out in 2004, I found out that there was a bonus track, but only in a special edition version of the American Idiot album. And that song was Shoplifter. I also discovered another Green Day song called So Tired of Being Lonely, which was a remake of a 1970s hit by Husker Du. And also I forgot that there was another track called Governor, which was another bonus track on the special edition American Idiot album. So, that's it for the summer of Green Day, but this retrospective of my Green Day collection is not over yet. As next up, we travel back to Christmas of 2005. We travel back to Christmas of 2005. And then we fast forward all the way into 2009 and 2010, as I will talk about the Green Day album 20th Century Breakdown. I'll also be talking about a Japanese exclusive Green Day album that I got for Christmas in 2005 that year. And also another album released in 2005 by Green Day as well. So guys, I'll see you next time here on Timmy's Nostalgia Showcase. Thank you for joining me, and I'll see you next time.